Hey guys, it's Happy Conscious Gal here. I'm on VLCD12 in my final completion round, and I have two really exciting bits of news. Really exciting. Maybe even the most exciting news I've had since I started HCG. The first piece of exciting news is one I got on the scales this morning, VLCD12. I saw on them that I was 63.9 kilograms. Check it out. So I've got to say, I've been probably weighing myself since I was 20, and I have never seen the number 63 on a scale while I was standing on it. Maybe when someone else was standing on it, but not when I was standing on it. I have once in my life seen 64 kilograms on a scale for about 1 week when I lived in London when I was about 25. And I've never seen anything near that since, and my LIW was 65 kilograms, which was a huge triumph to return to that number, which was where I lived in my slimmest phase in my 20s. So I was kind of, when I saw 64 a few days ago, that was kind of very weird, but I had seen it once before. Seeing 63 is like, I am now entering a whole new territory. I mean, I've been overweight since I was 8, sometimes a little bit overweight, sometimes a lot overweight, but I've just never seen my body at a size that had no abnormal fat on it. I have no idea what my natural weight is under all the fat, so, you know, everything from now on is just going to be revelation after revelation, surprise after surprise. So it's very exciting. I just really wanted to share that with you guys, because I know that some of you have been through that and some of you are looking forward to that, where you get to a number you've never seen before. Some of you may have been skinny when you were younger, and so you're just returning to previous numbers. Some of you may, like me, have always been overweight, and so you're going to hit numbers that you've never seen before. So I've got to tell you, it's a really weird feeling. I almost can't relate to that number, but I'm accepting it. I'm taking it in. Luckily, you know, you go down quite slowly at this point, so I'll probably be like, you know, 63.9, and then 63.7, and 63.5. So it's probably going to be 4 or 5 days before I get the chance to experience 62, which is good because it will give me time to get used to it. Anyway, that's exciting piece of news number 1. Exciting piece of news number 2 is kind of unexpected and just sort of came out of the blue. I receive a lot of emails from people through my Happy Conscious Girl vlog and through Facebook and stuff about HCG, and because I tend to talk about the personal development side of the protocol and how to have self-love and how to manage your emotional issues and stuff like that, I get a lot of emails about that. Anyway, a couple of days ago, someone wrote to me asking for some help with processing some emotions around HCG, and I started to write back like I always do, and I just suddenly thought, this is crazy. So many people need help with this stuff. I should write like one of those little ebooks about it. Anyway, and my partner Alan had actually suggested that to me many months ago when I did my first round, and at the time I was just like, oh, I can't think about that now. I've got too many other things I'm writing. And also I wanted to wait till I'd finished the whole protocol before I even think of helping other people. But what's happened since then is I've been constantly helping people throughout, and I've realized that I have a lot of stuff that can help people. In my real life, I work as a transformational coach, I work as an awareness practitioner, help people with every kind of emotional issue and body issues. You know, I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner, and I'm really used to working with people on a deep level, and I'm used to coming up with processes to help people shift really fast. And so you've seen in a lot of my vlogs that I've come up with a lot of processes that I've been using to help me with my blocks on the HCG diet. You know, my gratitude prayer and my affirmations and a million other things I've shared over the last 40 or so videos. And I suddenly thought, why don't I just pull them all together and put them into some sort of format I can give to people when they email me. So I just sat down yesterday and thought, okay, what stuff has already been covered in books on HCG? Because I've read all the books on HCG. You know, there's some fantastic books out there. And I realized they're covering, you know, what foods to eat, recipes, you know, the 500 calorie version, the 800 calorie version. We've got Weight Loss Apocalypse, which is a fantastic book, explains the science behind HCG and how fat metabolism and leptin works. It teaches you about the hunger scale. In that book, she mentions emotional eating, but she doesn't teach you how to deal with it. And she doesn't talk about food addictions and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of people out there writing about the practical side of it. What to eat, when to eat it, how to cook it. But I realize there's no one out there who's helping people with the other side of it, which is the emotional side of it, in the sense of, you know, the blocks that we have, the patterns we learned around food, our issues around self-love, issues around boundaries, how our fat is serving us in our life, what's driving our urge to cheat, you know, feelings of deprivation, all the emotional side of it. And there's also no help being given to people how to deal with the different situations that can arise when you're on the protocol. Like, how do you deal with haters and skeptics? You know, how do you deal with people in your life who are negative? What happens if you have to go to a party or a dinner and you can't eat? What do you do during loading? How do you deal with the gorging psychologically? You know, what happens when you have feelings of deprivation, or if you're tempted to cheat, how do you handle it? And I realized I've been giving people solutions on all this stuff for the last 6 months, and I've been using them in my own journey to really make it effortless. And as you guys know, it's been a fairly easy journey for me because I have a lot of these skills in the emotional and psychological area. The bits I needed help with were the more practical stuff, you know, what to eat, where to get it, hunger scale, how does it work, science, because my brain isn't very good in those areas. What I'm excellent at is the emotional and psychological side. So I found that bit easy. So I thought, why don't I just put it all together? So I sat down yesterday and I brainstormed a list of topics, list of kind of challenges people face, processes I've come up with, strategies I've come up with, tools I've come up with, and things that I know from all the rest of my personal growth work that would be helpful for people. And I've already got like 88 topics. I'll write them all quite short, so don't worry, it's not going to be a long book, maybe 120 pages or something. But anyway, what I thought I'd ask you guys is if you can let me know what your biggest challenges have been in HCG, because that will really help me make sure that this book I'm writing really is targeting the biggest problems that people are facing. So, you know, even if you finished your round, or even if you're in week 1 of round 1, what I'd love you to do is in the comments underneath this, or if you're not comfortable to do it in the comments, just send me an email at happyconsciousgal@gmail.com. Just let me know what have been the biggest emotional and psychological challenges you've had while doing this protocol. Have you had issues around body image, or not believing that it's possible, or dealing with negative people in your life, or social situation, challenges in social situations? Have you felt tempted to cheat? Have you known what to do about that? What stuff has come up for you as you've gone through the later rounds? Have you had to deal with people telling you you're getting too thin, or telling you at what weight you should stop at? Maybe you felt alone during this protocol. Maybe you felt like you didn't have enough support. Maybe that's something you're struggling with. I know that many of you during this protocol have started to become aware of what are the emotional drivers that cause you to eat when you're not hungry and that cause you to want to cheat. You know, is this an area that you think people might need help with? How to process those feelings, how to identify them, how to find the underlying beliefs and thoughts and childhood programming that's caused these feelings, how to shift those, how to clear those. That's the sort of stuff I'm an expert in. So just let me know what you think are the biggest challenges for people doing HCG emotionally. What are the most difficult situations to deal with? What aspects of the different phases, the loading, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, you found the most challenging, emotionally, psychologically, mentally difficult? What are the times when you've really wanted to give up? You know, is it to do with what other people think? Is it to do with your own issues? You know, your own levels of self-love, your own self-image? Have you found it hard to stay committed to doing the diet? Have you found it hard to stay committed round after round after round? You know, do you need help with motivation? With, you know, finding your own personal motivation? Are you someone maybe who's very hard on yourself? You know, you don't celebrate the achievements. You're always wishing you could do better. You're always beating yourself up. You didn't lose enough weight. You shouldn't have put that weight on. You shouldn't have stalled. You shouldn't have gained. You know, is that your issue? Is your issue that of beating yourself up? So everyone's going to have really different issues. So what I'm wanting to get a sense of is, you know, what are the most common ones? What are the most recurring ones? What are the ones that I can be the most help with? So yeah, I'd be really grateful if you just write in the comments below or send me an email, whatever you're comfortable with, and just let me know, you know, what you think. What are the areas that you'd love to see me write about to really help people with? Because I really feel like this is going to be a really fun project for me, because I'm going to get to use all my skills, everything I've learned in the last 6 months, and actually really give back to this community, because this community has been so supportive of me. I mean, sometimes I'm just in tears when I'm reading people's comments, and on MyFitnessPal, everyone's always writing, woohoo, you lost a pound, woohoo. You know, I've had so much support from this community in the last 6 months. I just really want to give back in a way that I best can, which is around the emotional and psychological stuff, and helping people with tools and strategies and processes to deal with the emotional side of this, because I really feel that that stuff is not being dealt with by a lot of people, and it's the reason that either they struggle with the protocol, they don't get the most weight loss out of it, or maybe they put the weight back on afterwards because no one has helped them look at the stuff that can get in their way, the emotional stuff, the psychological stuff, the challenging situations that can come up. And no one has helped them clear the underlying programming that caused them to put the weight on in the first place. So if I can help with that, then I'll feel like my 6 months of doing HCG and all the time and money that I've spent on it is not just for my own weight loss, it's going to end up having helped thousands of people, and then I feel like it's a good use of my 6 months. I mean, obviously I'm happy that I've lost all this weight and I'm, you know, achieving my own goals, but if that 6 months can help more than just me, lots of other people, then I really will feel very good about it. So that's my exciting news, 63.9 kilos, woohoo! Writing a really fun book to help everyone with their emotional stuff with HCG, woohoo! So it's been a big week. It's funny about the writing of this book because my partner's not back for another 2.5 weeks and I've got not that much on. I cleared away a lot of my clients and everything because I wanted to have 2 weeks to sit down, put my head down and write this novel that Alan and I have been working on. We've been working on this series of books which is all about how to become a fully empowered, sovereign being in all levels of your life. So a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about and this emotional stuff is in that book and I'm writing a novel around those ideas. But I've been finding myself procrastinating on it, and I think the reason is because my energy really is with HCG at the moment, because that's what I'm doing. I'm in the middle of my final round. I think why fight it while I'm doing HCG? I'm going to put the novel aside for the next 2 weeks and write like a maniac on this ebook to help all of you guys, because this is the best time to write it while I'm in it. Because I'm dealing with the emotional stuff, I'm dealing with the psychological stuff, I'm interfacing with the community, I'm watching people's vlogs, I'm reading people's comments, I'm in it, so this is the best time to write it. 6 months from now, if I try and write this ebook about HCG, by then it may be like in the past, I may not be thinking about it anymore, I'm a slim person now, I don't want to think about overweight stuff anymore, it's gone, it's in my past. So I'm kind of like, if I'm ever going to do it, I'm going to write it now. So that's my commitment, I'm using the next 2.5 weeks to write the first draft of this. Oh my god, it's very exciting. I'm a very fast writer when I get excited, so I can do this in 2.5 weeks, but when I'm in procrastination mode, like I've been with my novel, then I'm a very slow writer. So I feel like I've got to go with the energy saying do this HCG book now, so I'm going to write it. So wish me luck, I'll report back, let you know how it's going. I'm really excited to read everything you guys write to me because that's going to really, really inform the things that I really focus on in this book. So thank you so much for taking the time to write that to me. Anyway, I shall see you guys soon. I'm so excited with everything at the moment. 63.9 kilos is amazing. So I will be back to report in 2 or 3 days' time. Maybe by then I'll be at 62, maybe still 63, but that's okay. It's going to be great. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.